What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for a Bash at the Beach review for AEW's TNT show this week, as they were from Miami, Florida, if I'm correct. This was their big show of the month. I hope they do one of these every single month that does not have a pay-per-view. That'd be awesome. Fatal 4-way tag team number one contender match. Jon Moxley versus Sammy Guevara. Darby Allin versus Pac, I believe it is. And those two actually will become the winners of those two will face off, I believe, next week on the cruise. Number one contender to the World Heavyweight Championship should be absolutely awesome when we get to next week. Yes, of course, next week will be on Jericho's cruise, most likely taped. I don't think they're going to be able to do that live. I don't know where the cruise is going to be at. But this show started off fantastic. Pride and Powerful, Omega and Page, the Young Bucks, and the Best Friends, number one contenders for the AEW Tag Team Championships. What can I say about Pride and Powerful, the Young Bucks, the Best Friends? They are three pretty good to great tag teams. Omega and Page are a team that got thrown together because they really weren't doing anything with either of these guys. This is also feeling the Page is going to eventually turn heel type stuff. And they just have themselves, this is a fantastic fucking match, back and forth. Everyone getting their moves in. This is AEW's tag team division for you. Not much else I can say about this, but we will get to the end. Best Friends with the Gotch style power driver on Omega and Page. Swarm Zero hit on Omega, but Young Bucks break it up. Tough to say who the Eagle Man is at this point, as you do with an AEW match. Not a big fan of that. It kind of kills the referee, but it's a 4-way. If it was a normal tag team match, it would be worse. Nick gets in there with a ton of kicks. Matt with a ton of super kicks. He looks to connect with Page, but stops. Page rushes in and ends up getting dropped by Taylor. Meltzer driver attempt. Nick gets shoved to the floor onto some guys. Page tags himself in. Matt gets thrown at him. Buckshot Larry, but Page low bridges Matt. To the floor. Omega and Page with the Buckshot Larry V-Trigger combo on Taylor. 1, 2, 3. They are your number one contenders. Are they going to be your next tag team champions? I'm going to say no. I believe that this is still setting up for Page to get turned heel. You still see that look of he's just pissed off in this role. I don't think he's going to screw them out of the match. I think it's going to be one of those things where SCU beats them. Hell, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. And they beat SCU and it still continues on. It's like, oh, he's not turning heel. And then when they go to defend the titles against the Bucks or somebody else, Page turns heel, screwing them out of the titles, or they lose the match and Page turns heel. Matt gets in the ring, didn't appreciate what Page did at the end of the match. Omega tries to calm both of them down. Darby Allin versus Pac, Moxley versus Guevara will be the winners. The match will face off next week on the cruise to determine who will be the AEW's number one contender. So, yes, the Jericho cruise is looking like it's going to be just as fun as this. This, of course, is going to be Bash at the Beach Part 2, apparently. So, we'll see where they go from there. Cody out to talk about MJF. A few weeks ago, he asked MJF what he would take to have a match. Cody then runs down the 3 stipulations he has to follow before a match at the Revolution pay-per-view. He can't touch MJF at all. Face Wardlow in steel cage match and take the 10 lashes from MJF. Cody runs them down, says MJF is stalling, makes fun of MJF being on the Rosie O'Donnell show. When he's a kid, says MJF is lazy, it's not less is more, he's capable of much more, and says he accepts the terms. He did put a tweet out on Twitter that said accept. I know where to have that cage match. So is it gonna happen next week? That would be absolutely one of the craziest things if they had a cage match on the cruise. I don't think so, but stranger things have happened. So, says 2020 is a new year for him. He says that the first time he shows up, he gets lowered by his ex-girlfriend. Janela says the only way she can get herself over is using his name. He then asks Skip Sabian if he wants to play and he should cross the line. Janela says next week he'll get things going by facing Phoenix. So Janela versus Phoenix, booked it for the cruise. Oh boy. You want to know how to kill an AEW crowd? You want to know how to kill any crowd not out of WWE? Send out the Nightmare Collective. Awesome Kong has not been medically cleared, so she was not booked in this match at last minute. So it's Brandy Rhodes and Mel versus Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida. Shida and Statlander win. I don't give a shit about this. I'm tired of the Nightmare Collective. Tony Khan is not listening to the fans, because if he was, they would not be on TV. The Nightmare Collector's got to go, and we know it. Dark Order spokesman says the group has taken in literally thousands of potential recruits. He brings up Michael Nakazawa and says they've seen his desire to want to win. Spokesperson looks to be talking to the Exalted One, who knows who that is. He asked about Kenny Omega. The spokesman says maybe through Nakazawa they can reach Omega. Brandon Cutler is shown, says he has a strong alliance with the Elite, but the Dark Order can do more with him. Page is another target since he's growing distance from the Elite. So Dark Order is making moves. I still say Brandon Cutler is one of the men who attacked. It was in that attack of the Young Bucks on the final episode in December. Sammy Guevara versus Jon Moxley. This was booked because of what happened last week, but has been escalated because of the #1 contendership. This was not a long match at all, but Guevara heads to the top rope, goes for a moonsault, goes right into a rear naked choke, and taps out. Jon Moxley actually wins a match by submission. Could you imagine 2020? Jon Moxley's winning a match by submission. So that is one half of the equation. We'll find out later who is going to be, but it's not about the match, it's what happened after. Jericho's music hits, Alex go out. When they come back on, Jericho, JK, Santana, and Ortiz are all in the ring. By the way, condolences to Santana. His father passed away last weekend, so like last weekend or the weekend before that. So prayers to everybody of Santana, of the inner circle. No, never fun to hear somebody losing a loved one. They take Jon Moxley down. The group beats on Moxley for what he did last week, where he said no to joining the stable. Jericho then whips Moxley in the back with the AEW title. Hager with a running knee into Moxley's midsection, then group talks some trash to Moxley. Santana and Ortiz hold Moxley and goes up there, slaps him in the face. Jericho then takes one of the spikes off his jacket and stabs it right in his forehead. Moxley's selling the eye though. More referees come to make down to the ring to try and get control. Ringside positions check on Moxley as the inner circle finally leave. Backstage, Jen Decker talks about Jericho about what they did to Moxley. Jericho says this is not their fault. They offered Moxley the chance to join the group. He said no, then they smashed the bottle on his head. Jericho says now that Moxley's taken out, whoever wins between Pac and Darby Allin will go right to him. He heads off. Hager says, "Arr," like a pirate. He holds his eye. Ha ha ha. Correa looks over the Decker and says, "Hit me up." Give me a break. Oh, buddy. Sammy Guevara, the sleazeball. Sammy Guevara, the cheesy guy. Okay. MJF, the Blade, and the Butcher versus Dustin Rhodes, QT Marshall, and DDP. Bang. This, of course, is set up from last week with Paige interrupting MJF and the Butcher and the Blade getting involved. Of course, the Butcher and the Blade were brought in by MJF in storyline. That is why they are here. Really good match here between these guys. DDP is showing you that he's got it. So, but Lobo to the referee. DDP is able to tag in Dustin, who is a second row Canadian Destroyer. Cutter lands on MJF. Cover by Dustin. Blade is able to break it up. Dustin with a cannonball off the apron to clear out the guys. Marshall with a handspring flip over the top. Bunny tries to get involved. DDP tosses her away. DDP with a dive off the top rope to the floor and takes out everyone. Marshall back in the ring, but loses track of the legal man. MJF rolls him up for the win, and the Butcher, the Blade, and the MJF win. The tag team champions SCU are about to match next. I think it's whenever they have a match. They asked about it when they're facing Paige and Omega. Hangman Page, completely drunk, rolls up and interrupts and gets some of his drink on Christopher Daniels. The champions don't appreciate that. Omega calms them down, and they say he's looking forward to their match. February 19th, Atlanta. It will be Cody versus Wardlow in a steel cage match. That is where it is set. So, looking forward to that. That is going to be in a few weeks. That's going to be in like a month, actually. A month from now, on the road to Revolution, obviously, probably the lashings will happen beforehand. Wardlow versus Cody. Cody has to win. I take it. I mean, he has to win, right? That wouldn't make sense. Pac and Darby Allin, winner moves on to next week's #1 contender match. Another good match here. Darby Allin still over with the crowd. They love this dude. Pac, the bastard as always, covers, puts Allin back down. Pac talks some trash and eats a punch. Tricky pin for the 2. Couple more pin attempts. Allin tries for a springboard coffin drop, eats a German suplex. I don't know why he keeps doing this. He did this on Dark on Tuesday. Didn't work out for him then. Didn't work out for him last night. Pac with a set up powerbomb and a very close 3. Pac up top hits the Black Arrow. 1, 2, 3, and next week it's got a massive main event. This, of course, was your main event of the show. Holy wow, I did this in 10 minutes. Tony Schiavone talks with Pac. He goes without questions. Pac just tells him he should congratulate the #1 contender. Schiavone says he still has to face Moxley. Pac says he saw what happened and that means it'll be a forfeit. And then he tells Jericho, I'm coming for you, Chris. We go backstage where Moxley is being loaded into the ambulance with his eye covered. Moxley then gets out of the ambulance and walks towards the stage. He gets a microphone and says, Pac, I ain't going down like that, brother. I don't care if I'm blind or have my only one eye. I will be there next week. So that really is it? Wow. What a fast episode of AEW. Again, Nightmare Collective needs to leave. Needs to be done. Enough of them. I'm tired of them. You're tired of them. Bash at the Beach, heck of a show. Can't wait to see what they do next week on the cruise. It's going to be really weird to see a wrestling show on a cruise. Cage match on February 19th. Should be awesome in Atlanta. Just get rid of this Nightmare Collective and things will get better for AEW. So I think the cage match will happen on the 19th. The go home show, which is the week after, will happen with the Lashings, and then we'll have the match at Revolution between Cody and MJF. Should be looking forward to that. That is your very quick, very short AEW review. Nightmare Collective again needs to go. SCU versus Hangman and Omega should see Hangman turning heel. And so much more. I cannot wait to see next week's show. Until then, my name is Franz. I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT, Saturday for SmackDown, and Sunday for Unscripted. Until then, my name is Franz, and I'll see you guys later.